I guess you were talking a lot about earlier about how there is a requirement for an absolute morality for us to make decisions about, like, for us to make objective decisions about what is good and what is bad. God is required for that.
No. Every atheist friend of mine makes objective decisions about what is right and wrong.
But
so I never said that.
We require a creator to point back to legitimize why they are good or bad.
No. You can have many reasons why you define good as good and bad as bad. You can define
to say
it well.
That they are objectively correct, right or wrong.
In order for objective morals to exist, God must exist. That is my point. Not
Why?
You have to believe in God in order to understand real objective morals. You can understand them. The problem is, you have no basis for thinking they're real if you think there's no God. My simple statement is, in order for objective morals to exist, God must exist. My statement is not, you need to believe in God in order to know objective moral truth. No, every atheist friend of mine knows objective moral truth. And what I try and do with my atheist friends is reach inside of them and say, you know that objective morals exist. Now, ask yourself, in light of how real those objective morals are, does that not demand a moral lawgiver, some type of God? It's my point.
You may try to squander me with communist Russia again, but I may try, if I could argue that this objective morality that you're proposing, you're only defining it in one way. I really think that objective can mean objectively agreed upon, where the consequences of actions are considered through reason and logic, and especially from an empathetical point of view on how they affect people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're probably going to say that that's because I am endowed with a moral compass from the Creator. Would you say that, or would you agree to that? That's the reason why I can actually examine these issues, is because I am endowed with that ability from God.
Uh-huh.
Is that argument even falsifiable?
No.
Then why is it good?
Because of the way you live your life.
No, if the argument's not falsifiable, it's not a good argument.
It's falsifiable by your life. It's verifiable by your life.
How?
Live your life as if morality is relative and see if you can pull it off.
That's what I do currently.
I don't think you do.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. I just said I don't think you do. Maybe you do. But I don't think if someone rapes your sister that you can honestly say, from my opinion, from my perspective, that's wrong. From your perspective, it's right. I'm not right, you're not wrong. It's all relative. I instead think you will say to the rapist of your sister, that was absolutely wrong. And as soon as you start saying absolutely wrong, you know you've moved out of moral relativism.
I don't know. I'm not sure I would use the word absolute to tell him it's wrong. I'm pretty sure that might say that is wrong in view of society. And society agrees upon something and has a reason for believing it. Now, you're going to point to communist Russia. I understand. Like, I really
No, I'm not going to communist Russia. I haven't even thought about that. I don't know what you're referring to.
You don't?
I do not. I find it very difficult to believe that you're going to look into the face of the man who's raped your sister and say, well, from my perspective, it's wrong. From your perspective, it's right. I'm not right, you're not wrong, you're not right, I'm not wrong. It's all relative. I don't think you can live your life that way. And I think that if you stand here saying, no, that's the way I live my life,
can we take a moment to examine the reasons behind why one person says it's correct and why the other says it's wrong?
Well, fine, but that's a different discussion.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. The discussion we're having right now is, if a man rapes your sister, is that objectively wrong, or is that just subjectively wrong?
I'm saying you can put forth a moral framework that converges to something that appears like your objective moral framework through reason and discussion.
Fine. Your reason tells you the rape of my sister is wrong. The rapist's reason tells him the rape of that woman was very good.
Who has the more legitimate position based on actual external viewpoints and reality and consequences of the situation?
Very good question. If in reality, morality is just a creation of the human mind, nobody is right, nobody's wrong. You have your opinions, the rapist has his opinions, you happen to disagree. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. You can't live that out.
You can reach an agreed upon consensus which is based on evidence
Yeah.
and consideration of the issue at hand.
And what was the agreed
rapist
upon
reason-
decision
the
at the time
rapist
of the
reason
Dred
for
Scott
why
decision in
his-
the United States?
What?
What was the agreed upon decision at the time of the Dred Scott decision of the U.S. Supreme Court in the United States? What was the agreed upon position of the value of a black person?
You might be referring to the Three-Fifths Compromise?
Yeah, 3/5 the value of a white person.
Junior high school history, yeah.
Just because people agree on something and take a vote doesn't give you the basis of an objective moral.
Are we we're completely neglecting the reasons behind why they made the decision they did?
I could give a rip. I am convinced
Because
that all
obviously
human
to
beings
you,
have
it's not a
equal
good one,
value
of
and
course.
dignity. I don't care how many
I don't
reasons you
value-
can pile up that black people are inferior to white people. I really don't care. I am convinced that in reality, all human beings have equal dignity. Therefore, I don't care if all you folks vote and say black folks are 3/5 the value of white folks. I'm convinced you're wrong from my evaluation of moral experience. It's that simple. It's not that highfalutin philosophy, that's for sure.
You're saying that it's incorrect based on your worldview,
No, your moral experience.
based on your moral experience. Sure.
Exactly. Which is, you see why I'm sticking it to you flat out. I'm saying I don't think you can live out your belief system, which says it's all relative, when your sister is raped. I think you're going to move rather quickly
we
from
return?
moral relativism to objective morality when you say to the rapist, that was absolutely wrong.
One reason why you say that, you said, I don't care how many reasons you can pile up
Right.
why a black person is only three-fifths the value of a white person.
Correct?
It necessarily intervenes with my worldview that everybody is created equally and has the same value.
And my moral experience.
And your moral
My moral experience is that black people are not inferior to white people because we're all human beings created by God. I cannot look at a human being.
Why do you have to stick in because we're all human beings created by God?
Because if
Why
this
can't
man
that
is
be?
an
Why can't a
accident,
conclusion that human beings are equal in value be reached upon independent of God's opinion?
because if this guy and I are just accidents, we don't have any innate worth. We're cosmic accidents.
you have developed a conscience
Great.
and the ability to reason,
Bravo.
you can create a framework
Yes.
that works.
Yes.
I guess.
So what? We're still accidents. That's reality. We are hunks of primordial slime
How do we
evolved to a higher order. That's what we are in reality if there is no God.
It
And
is
to
a very
argue that we
difficult
have
question.
worth
How do we
is an
assign our
excellent
worth?
exercise in human arrogance. Hey, you know,
I-
we really have worth.
Can I just interrupt
Why?
you for
Because
a
we
second?
agree it. You know, we affirm that we have worth. Big whoop. Haven't you considered the vastness of the cosmos? Haven't you
Yes.
considered how small we are? A little speck of dust on a little planet called Earth that's a speck of dust in light of the vastness of the cosmos? For us to stand here and say, we have worth. Why, Cliff? Well, because we say we have worth. Big whoop, Cliff. I mean, who cares?
We have worth relative to the human experience.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean?
What does it mean to have worth
we
relative
live
to the
together
human
in an
experience? What does that mean?
objective reality Where we can interact and
Yes,
and-
we
and
can interact.
discuss things.
Yes, we can discuss. So,
So
Porpoises
we
discuss
assign our
in their own
we
unique
assign
way.
our worth relative to that framework, relative to the Earth in one solar system, in one galaxy, in one cluster, etc.
yeah.
We understand that relative to the universe's scale,
Yeah.
we are literally nothing. However, we have events and we have things that are important on this scale to us.
Yeah.
We don't have to derive worth. We derive worth from the system that we have working here.
All right. So guess what? We put together a system that says we are the greatest. We.
Why do
This
you
is true of us. We're
why
the
do you try
greatest.
to
That's-
trivialize something like that?
I'm not trivializing it. I'm trying to push you to your logical conclusion. That's all I'm trying to do. You're up a creek without a paddle, and you're trying well
No.
to try and form a basis for human value. But it's totally arbitrary. It's just like him and I saying, hey, we agree, we're the greatest. So guess what? We're the greatest. Why, Cliff? Because we affirm it. Why is that? Well, we figured out that we're better than everybody else. We're the greatest. And we figured it out.